everyone, and welcome to another episode of Take 5 with Kaiser, the video where I take 5 minutes of your time and talk about issues within the entertainment industry, all while creating artwork like this. So in this episode, I would like to talk about conventions. As we're getting closer and closer to convention season really kicking off, I think it's a great opportunity to talk about conventions and what they can be good for and what they cannot be good for. So this might end up being a multi-episode topic, but the first thing that I really want to get behind or talk about is the fact that a lot of people think, as artists, right? A lot of people think that you can just come in to conventions and your artwork is gonna do all the selling for you. There used to be a time where you could actually get away with that. You'd put your portfolio out and that would be that. And people would come up to you, and while you're working with your head down and not talking to anyone, still being antisocial, you were able to make money. Well, now, since conventions have become such a popular thing and they are popping up all over the place in all kinds of cities and all kinds of states all over the world, it's more of a competition. You really have to work to be seen. Okay, so there's a lot of people out there. So if you're thinking about going to conventions, you got to start thinking about how you're going to actually approach the convention scene, because you can't just sit there with your head down and work, because people want to actually talk to you. They want to interact with you. The whole purpose behind the conventions are that they get to meet the artists, they get to meet new artists, they get to interact with these people who are creating really cool pieces of artwork or new projects, and they want to get to know them so they know that it's not just these big corporations doing these projects and they don't get to meet the people. Okay? So you actually have to interact with the fans or your future potential fans. And so the mentality is that of a worker. So you're going there to actually work, mostly to network. So you're meeting all of these new people to hopefully grow your fan base and be able to really find out what your fans want and how you can approach your next project and stuff like that. So you have to actually be really social. And so if you happen to be an antisocial person and you don't really like talking to people, the best thing you can do is actually have someone at your table so that they can do all the interacting for you. I've seen that happen many times at conventions. You have the person who is literally the workhorse and they are working and they still have their head down, but they have someone else helping them. So when somebody comes by and says, "Hey, how's it going?" they're the one that interacts with them. And then if they're like, "Oh, well, this is the artist," then you pop your head up and you're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And then you can have a conversation with them. But you don't have to be the one to initially be the one to talk to all the people coming by looking at your work. But you still have to be willing to talk. I think one of the biggest issues that a lot of artists face is the fact that they don't want to talk to people. They really think that is not necessary. But over my time in the convention scene and going from an amateur to a professional, let me tell you, being able to talk to people will help you sell any and everything that is on your table. So I really believe that we as artists behind the convention table have to be willing to talk to people. That is the number one thing, having some artwork and being able to talk with the people that are there, because we have to make sure that they are actually interested in what's happening so that they can come back and then they can invest in your work, invest in you, and have a great experience to keep comics alive. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any comments, concerns, or ideas for future topics, please drop me a comment down below. And until the next video, draw, draw, draw.